Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back and welcome to the 2023 wrap-up special episode of the Plum Wild podcast. It's Wednesday, December 20th. I am Nathan Waddell, and as always, I'm joined in the booth by my best friend and decked out from head to toe in Christmas gear, Damian Kiefer.
It's the Christmas season. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Yeah.
Get some wins in the chat. Came into today, didn't want to tell Nathan anything, but I'm just.
Oh my God, I love it. I hope everyone else loves it. The people that only listen are gonna be missing out, man, because that is one hell of an outfit that you have on there.
It's a beauty.
It is a beauty.
You know?
It is. It's a beauty. I love the Santa hat. We'll just run it down.
It's just
the Santa hat.
Where's my ball?
There
at?
it is.
There's the ball.
The heart sunglasses. The
green.
jacket. Oh, they're green?
Yeah, they're green.
I love it.
You just can't really tell, but they're green.
But anyways, tonight's episode is presented by Mason Lobb Racing. He's a teammate of mine on CFM who races dirt UMP modifieds in real life. Kiefer has on his shirt right there. He's also
Wasn't even planned.
Yeah, it wasn't even planned actually. He's doing a raffle on his Facebook page. Y'all go give his Facebook page a follow and enter the drawing. Big thanks to Mason for coming on board to sponsor today's episode. All right, well, I want to start off with something I heard that
I heard about something about 11 o'clock last night. I heard you rambling about something, but I was playing Lego Fortnite with the gal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and Hannah were going at it last night at Lego Fort.
Yeah,
going hard.
But
you were playing footsies, or I don't know.
No. Before we get into that, though, I heard that we have a special fan that watches all of our episodes. Did you hear about that, Damien?
I did hear about this.
Yeah, so me and Kiefer want to give a special shout out to Riley Purcell. Riley, we've heard you've been kicking cancer's ass. Keep it up, buddy, man. I mean, you've got us in your corner. You know, we're all pulling for you. We appreciate your support so much, and we just want to pay it forward to you. We appreciate you, and we look forward to racing you on iRacing sometime in the future. We hope you have a great Christmas, and keep an eye out because there might be a gift from the Plum Wild podcast on the way to you soon. So big shout out to Riley Purcell, now my favorite fan that we have. So we got a lot to talk about today, but first, how we doing today, Keith?
You know, not too bad. Started off, it's gotten the Christmas spirit, kinda. It still really doesn't feel like Christmas, but
yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah, I've been sick,
I'm forcing it onto myself ever since last Sunday.
You gotta watch.
And now we're trying to spread some Christmas cheer because Christmas is Monday, and I have presents that are getting delivered tomorrow, and hopefully on the 23rd, which is Friday. So we'll see.
I have been sick. Anyone who watched my stream yesterday saw that I'm sick. I've had I had strep and then had the flu.
Wow.
My throat still hurts, still coughing. It's kind of annoying, but I'm feeling a little bit better today. Like you said, you got all decked out in Christmas stuff, man. It doesn't really feel like Christmas yet, man. You know,
it really doesn't. I'm just gonna be blaring the Michael Bublé. What's everyone's favorite Christmas song? Like, low-key, I'm always go to Michael Bublé.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
No, dude. What? Are you kidding me? Come on. I gotta make sure I'm saying the right one. Yes, it's beginning to look it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I like that one. I like the original one. I don't remember who sings the original one, man. It's like Bing Crosby or some shit. I don't know, but I
You
love
would think
Christmas music.
I had to look up the Michael
Yeah, I
Bublé
don't know why
version.
I'm asking you. The original one's like from the 40s, man. I don't know. But
That kind of like Christmas
anyways,
candle.
back to what you had brought up. We got to talk about last night, man. You were you were
Grinding.
you were grinding. Um, this is gonna. I'm not gonna say this. You and Hannah were playing Lego Fortnite
We're
the
grinding.
whole time.
Me and Hannah, me and Hannah were grinding the whole time while Nathan was racing last night, dude. That's what that's
Yeah,
what he's getting to say.
yeah.
Um,
No.
Getting that Lego Fortnite, we got into the sand region, just so everybody knows. It gets
You
crazy.
are hot. You are hot.
You
I
are
enjoy it.
hot.
I enjoy
You
it.
are cold.
Yeah, but
No,
y'all were playing
it's
that.
fun.
Well, we were all playing it, and then I was like, oh, I got the race, and I was like, I don't even feel like running this race, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and I'm gonna stream and everything. Um, and yeah, that's all I got to say about. No, that's not all I
Where'd
got to
you?
say about it.
How'd you start? How did you even start? Like, what led up to this? Because
What
I
do you
didn't even know
mean?
you. How'd you get to
Like
the
the
lead?
Okay, all right. So, it was so we let's just go through the entire
Yeah, you
event.
can blame me for that.
Let's just go
We'll
through
just blame
the
me.
let's just go through the entire event. All right. Um, I load in a little late. I load in like 8 minutes late,
Okay.
but I knew there was a long practice, so I was like, whatever, it's fine. And I didn't really feel like I needed the practice anyways. But I load in, dude, and I load in 8 minutes late, and the track is already black slick. And I was like, okay. And then I see people in the chat, like, are we resetting? Not my Twitch chat, but like the iRacing chat. Like, are we resetting this? And they're not saying anything, or they're saying no, or something like that. And I'm like, that's a little weird. But we get to near the end of practice. I've made a couple of practice laps, but it's solo practice.
Yeah.
So I have the track to myself, and I can't tell if I'm,
Lines.
well, yeah, that, but I also can't tell really how fast I am based on other cars. So at the end of practice, I make a couple of laps and I run the bottom, and I'm like, I think the bottom's kind of the way here. And I run like a 14.1, 14.2, and I'm like, well, I still don't know if this is fast. So I go and look at Chase Barbara's times, his recent times, and his last couple of laps that he had ran in practice were 14.1s. And this is a fixed pro late model race, mind you. So
Yeah.
there's nothing, nothing different or anything. So I was like, I must be all right on time. And I go out, qualify pole,
What line?
and
What was the line?
it was bottom. It was bottom. So we got 3 laps. So the first lap I went like
bottom?
one lane up off the bottom. But it's black slick. They did not reset the track or nothing. And then I went bottom on my first lap, 3 laps, and went like a 1.68, and that was quick time. And then I make another lap. I make another swing on my second lap, and I go like an 0.95 or something like that. And then that was quick time. If I wouldn't have went faster on that third lap, I think I would have got beat by Lucas Ruark, because he had went like a 1.48 or something. So, but yeah, qualified pole. Then won the
Like a
heat.
bot?
Yeah, won the heat race. My heat was clean.
We turned.
We turned. We turned. Well, it's the
Turn
fixed
one.
set, dude. The fixed set. Let me point this out too. The fixed set has no dig, and it is very loose, very very loose. And
Hey, guess who taught you to drive a loose? Like,
so I was at an
perfect
advantage.
opportunity.
I was at an
Perfect
advantage.
opportunity to use the D. Keefe method.
Yeah, I'm used to driving a loose car, and so so I was kind of, but no dig, loose car, very slick track. Like, it was pretty heavy on the throttle control, but the thing about this event, the names in this race were not. There was a couple of bigger name guys, and a bunch of people I had never heard of before. No offense to them. So all these guys probably had never seen a track this slick, and so it was probably not going to go well anyways. My heat was pretty clean, I think. All the other heats, I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, this is kind of a shit show. Yeah, it's kind of chaos. But we get through it. I think there's some bad calls made. I wasn't even really paying attention, to be honest. Like,
You were watching us. I'm pretty sure. Were you put? No, I think you were talking. No, you were talking to chat, and you came and talked to us.
I was talking to Chad a lot, because I mean, I'm done from heat race 1 through heat race 6, 2B mains. Like, I'm just killing time. Well, then we get to the feature, and I'm on pole, fire. I try to run bottom for one lap, and I'm like, I don't think this is gonna be it. And so I immediately started running top 1 and 2, wall tapping a little bit, and Lucas Ruark is on my ass. And I'm like, I guess I just got to go up here and send it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the right rear. Like, we just got to bang it off the wall.
Yeah.
And so I do
top 1, 2, fuck, and then
it wasn't slider
like
3 and 4.
three
It was middle 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And so I'm just banging the boards in 1 and 2, and I'm able to kind of pull from Lucas a little bit, but we just kept having cautions. And I'm sitting there, and I said it during the stream, I'm like, okay, we've had so many cautions. I haven't seen a single person get kicked yet. And they say that there's a 2 caution rule, and I'm like, somebody has got to have been in a couple of these cautions twice. Like, let's start kicking some people here, right? And nothing's happening. We have 9 cautions by lap 35. Lucas Ruark had been running second to me the whole time, and my kind of saving grace was that all these restarts, he just couldn't. He never had enough time to really try to make a move for the lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was able to just get good restarts, and I kept telling myself, like, or I told Chad, I was like, these cautions might eventually screw me, because one of these he might actually get a good restart, and I'm gonna have to slide him in 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna stay on my outside. I'm gonna have to slide him into 1 and 2, and I'm gonna be screwed. That's kind of what I was worried about. But off the next to last restart before the incident with me, him and I believe Colton Herbert got into it on the restart, like on the front straightaway after the restart. And so then I had Chase Barbara on my outside. And so I was like, I even told Chase this. I was like, that made me a little worried. I was like, man, now Chase is here. Damn. So the restart before that, and you can go back and see it, we had gotten to 1 and 2, and I see a car kind of creeping on the exit of pit road. And I'm like, holy shit. I thought he was about to pull out. And I was like, whew, that was a close one, And then the next restart, with Chase on my outside, and I don't know if people quite understand, like, I don't know if they're just joking or not, but I legitimately couldn't see the guy coming out of pit road. From my point of view, I'm looking in my mirror to see, what Chase is doing. Nice candle.
Pat was asking.
I'm looking in my mirror a little bit to see what Chase is doing. I'm focusing on trying to hit the wall at the perfect angle, you know what I mean? And then I come out of 2, and the next thing I know, I see a car coming out right in front of me, and I'm like, what the dude? I was
like timed, like really good.
yeah, timed.
Like he hit the gas
really,
like in a really, really good, convenient,
really well.
Great. Like he hit him square in the way.
And the
why would you run him over?
I don't. Out the way. I'm pushing P.
Did you hit that after?
No. I wasn't thinking. What do you do? Come on.
You've been training your whole life for this.
That was the moment that I've been waiting for, and I didn't capitalize on it. But so we I that happened, and I tried to limp it to pit road because I'm still kind of in like what can I do stage, you know what I mean? Like, and I just couldn't get it to turn because I guess both the front wheels were broke, and so I have to tow, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I guess I'm kind of waiting on a delayed yellow or something, and nothing happens. The voice chat was off. I couldn't mic up and say like, hey, can you give me, a couple of laps here to tow and get my quick repair, because we did have quick repairs. But I'm sitting there waiting on the tow, and I hear green flag, and I'm like, you're kidding me. I did all this. I sat through this entire event and led 35 laps of this event for
time.
For
just
some
like sitting there.
35 laps.
That's at least 2 hours.
It was. I think it was like I think it had been like an hour and 40 minutes at that. I think if you look from the start of my stream to when it happened, it was like an hour and 40 minutes in, and then leading 35 laps and sitting through all these cautions and I'm just kind of like, there's no way, right? Like, I'm expecting some form of justice, like, give me, like, I kept saying, am I just fucked now? Like, is that it? Like, and this is something that I told my dad today. Like, this is one of the good things about sim racing is that whenever something like this happens, that I'm sure has happened before, but is highly unlikely to happen in real life, we can fix it in a way that you can't in real life. You can allow me and others that are involved in it to go to the pits, give us as much time as we need, because this was a fluke incident. Give us as much time as we need, go to the pits, tow, whatever we got to do, get our quick repairs. You could put us back in our spots if you wanted to, or just let us restart from the tail, whatever. But to just kind of say you're SOL altogether, I don't know what the admin was doing. I know adminning is not an easy job, but I mean, Jesus. I feel like they should have seen that guy just sitting there. Why are you just sitting there on the edge of pit road with a broken car? You know what I mean? Like, at that point, it's like you're almost asking for it to happen if you're allowing him to just do that. Like, you got a broken car. You've already used your quick repair. You're 9 laps down. Kick him. There's no shot he's making this making it through the prelim now. And so all that's happening.
The Calavota one and done rule and the 2 and done rule in the feature kind of works.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But so then I'm obviously pretty pissed. I got a lot of messages today saying that I handled it better than, you handled that better than I would have, kind of thing. And maybe that's true. I told everyone that it's a good thing I was on camera. Like, being on camera kind of forces you to act a little different.
And it just, I don't know, like, in the whole kind of situation, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that it was, like, don't promote stuff that you can't control.
Yeah, and then they were
that sell people on certain things, and like that's just not.
It seemed like they cared more about banning that guy than doing the right thing for me, and I finally was able to talk to an admin, and that seemed to be his biggest concern. His top priority was, oh, don't worry, that guy won't ever be in one of our races again. It's like, oh, and so I had to tell him, like, okay, but what about me? And I think I really truly think, and this is what me and Chris Ferguson were talking about earlier today. I don't think he knew that I was live, and that whenever he was talking to me, he was talking in front of, I think, the 90 people that I had watching at that moment.
Yeah. Which
So
is a lot of which that's a lot, especially in the Irish dirt
yeah,
community.
and he just seemed like he cared more about, making sure that that guy wasn't going to race again. Well, guess what? Now I'm never going to race again for your promotions. So he offered me the money back. He didn't offer a provisional. I think there's a little bit of mixed feelings about the provisional thing. In my opinion, if he would have offered me the provisional right then and there, the first moment that I talked to him, if he would have said, "I'm sorry that this happened, we're going to give you a provisional or you can have your money back," that would have been best case scenario for him. And I probably would have ran it. But it seems like once he found out, this is just speculation, but this is my theory and Chris Ferguson's theory, and I think a lot of the other guys that I've talked to. Once he found out that he was talking live in front of 90 people, that's why I got the
Changed.
provisional offer this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's I don't know.
So at that point, I had already made up my mind
But
that
it
I
should
wasn't.
it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be because you had 90 people watching you.
No, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. If that
That's the
happened to,
that's it's not the
if that
fact that he gave
happened
you
to,
but like that's not the reason it should like say if that was Chase Barbara leading that
or
race
say that
like
was some
the
random
speed
dude that had
the
never been
speed
up at front, and he's up front and he's leading that whole thing, and some shit like that happens,
and it's a
you've got to
thousand to
make
win.
it.
That's a
You've got to make it
big
right.
iRacing race. That's a
You've got to make
big
it right.
iRacing race. A
So
thousand to win is pretty much a crown jewel. You're
yeah,
classifying yourself almost a crown jewel. So like it needs to be super serious. And I ran it a few years prior, and it, nothing improved. I was hoping it would, but
yeah,
just it was just always what I was calling like clout chasing it. But
yeah, and that's
just
kind of
don't talk about it, be about it. You know, like
yeah.
do it,
I
like
think
do it.
that kind of has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. How much they promised, and how much they promised of these real life racers coming to race this event. And I kind of had a feeling ain't none of these guys going to show up, and none of them did. And I think a lot of people are thinking that they just did it just to get, they use these real life
Entries.
racers names to get entries, which is also equally scummy.
Because, like, honestly, if it's 1,000 to win, if you really look at it, how many guys in there realistically are racing for a crown jewel in like a VLR or like Pro Series? Like,
Like five, maybe 5 or 10.
why? Do you not like? That's why I didn't run it or sign up whenever I saw it, and it's just I don't know. I remember the year Ryan Underwood run it, and like I watched that race and how it was ran, and it was just kind of they self promoted a lot, like their own guys, like they didn't care about they got their own team, and they got their team, and they can help out their team. And that's why they have the league. That's why they have the league. You know,
Yeah, and
everyone's got to win somewhere.
it
Like just at the end of the day,
it just seemed
the world won't go around.
unprofessional throughout. And at the same time, like also weirdly professional. Like the press releases that group always puts out for immediate release. That I don't know. That's always funny to me. Um, and then I don't know. They had, like someone has pointed out, they had caution laps counting in the heat races and the LCQs, and like one of the LCQs I think had like 3 green flag laps. Like
Yeah,
I don't- it
but like that's kind of what it just I don't know. Like anything that you promote, like you got to be like in this high racing deal with house, like it just we go to these some of these big events that like Interkin has put on, or VLR's put on, or the D1RT guys put up some money races back in the day, and like some of these money leagues that pay out and stuff like that. Like, whenever you promote that, if you get one chance, and it's sad, but it's true. And the reason why, like the VLR guys do, like a part of it why they're so successful is that no matter what, like you see it coming back. Like you see the money, like they're actually paying it out. Like yeah, and PayPal has some hassles with them and takes a while, and it's just part of it. Like we have to deal with it in real life sometimes too. We have to get. It just is what it is. But
This is what I was telling my
you
dad.
gotta if you want to classify yourself like 1,000 to win to me. Like if we promoted 1,000 to win, I would classify that almost as a crown jewel.
Yeah.
And you got to whenever you go about those events, there's a certain way you have to do things, and
The,
it may not be what you want ever because in those
yeah.
big moments you can't. You just have to. There's just certain things you have to do
And
that you would normally never
this is
do.
exactly what I was telling my dad about. These, and this is going to get a
Because
little,
if you're nine
this
laps
is,
down, you don't need to be entering the racetrack.
this is going to sound a little philosophical, but this is what I was telling my dad earlier. It's not always about what happens that defines you or your organization or the entity. It's how you respond. What happened on the track, that guy coming out and killing me in front of the entire field on the track, is what happened. And that did not have to
That looks
define
slightly intentional, in my opinion.
that did not have to define what you know how it looked, right? Their response is ultimately always what defines how things are perceived. And they, in my opinion, responded in the wrong way. That's how I look at it. And that's how I look at it with a lot of stuff, like, you know, whether it's how I responded, you know, because it was out of my control, but how I responded, I think, reflects on me. I did not set out a witch hunt. You know, I didn't scream and cuss him out. I didn't throw a rage fit. And I got people telling me like, hey, you handled that really well because of how I responded. That's the important thing. And that's where I feel like where they did not do the right thing. And so ultimately, I decided to decline the provisional. And I appreciate them sending me my money back for the entry fee. But I don't ever see myself wanting to ever run any event put on by them. So hopefully, you know, that puts an end to that. I want to shout out everyone that made a meme about what happened last night.
There were some good ones.
There was some really freaking good ones. I was laughing my ass off at a lot of them. I still have I still can pull up my phone and there's notifications of like I'm getting sent memes. It's hilarious. That's like one of the great upsides for this entire thing is the memes that came out of it. It was the one that cracked me up the most is like the meme of like the one person in front of the one microphone and then the person to the side with like 30 microphones in front of them, and it was like the prelim winners and then me with all the microphones in front of me.
Yeah.
That one, the memes made it a lot better. But anyways.
Hey, now imagine doing that or something similar IRL.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's happened to me twice this year. That was
That's crazy.
not but like the lap car wrecking you.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
Or just junking you and ruining your race. Oh.
Well, speaking of this year, you know, I didn't really, you know, we announced that this was going to be a no special guest episode, and this is kind of the 2023 wrap-up special. Of course, last night happened, so we had a good bit more to talk about that was recent, but that's what tonight's episode is. It's the 2023 wrap-up special, so we're going to talk about what happened this year. 2023, man, it's been definitely a wild year. We had a lot happen.
A lot. It's
A lot.
been.
There's
I
been a
mean,
lot of highs and
tw-
lows, but we've had a lot. We've had
it's
a lot of
been.
fun, dude. We've had a lot of fun, and
We have.
we've had some good times.
It's been a year.
It's been a
I
year.
mean, like,
You know, we
uh, I don't. When was the first time we hung out this year? Was it this summer? No,
um.
it was Gateway last year. This is what
Well,
I was thinking.
if you're talking
As
about the
this
first time
time
we ever
last
hung
year.
out, yeah, we hung out
Or
at
this time
Gateway.
last year.
But then the first time that we hung out this year,
That was the summer.
I think it was, wasn't it the summer
Yeah.
whenever you came over just to chill at the pool?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Poolside.
Yeah, but I mean, quick recap, I guess, for the year. I mean, shit, you know, I won a top split pro qualifier race. Made it into Pro Series through a provisional, as we said last year.
Let's go.
And
Me
then
too.
Pro Series, you know, we decided to start this podcast, and it's fucking taken off. I started streaming again. I think a little bit before Pro Series or maybe before the qualifiers. I can't really remember. And man, the Twitch channel has just absolutely taken off since then. And we had Pro Series and all that. It's just been a crazy year. And then you know, and of course, you know, in real life, you know, we've hung out a lot. We went to the beach, Friendsgiving. I mean, it's been a hell of a year.
Done it. Racing, oh, dude, it was a dream year for me in a way.
I
Almost. I still have a few trophies that I sitting back there that are gonna remind me of the ones that I choked. But no, there's really only 3 races I think. I
Let's go through your stats, man. I mean, I know you
well,
posted them. What were let's hear like the polls, the starts, the polls,
I
the
don't.
wins, I
I don't
mean,
even know. I don't know what the polls were. It wasn't as near as many as wins as we had
true.
though, because we had. I mean, we had a decent amount. We raced a lot of redraws, so
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
true,
of
true.
that
But
count was like 50-50. But
let's hear the stats.
started off the year not so hot. Qualified. Well, pretty sure it was like track record pace. Q, Clarksville. Was leading the heat race, checked out, and I hit the damn ignition switch to start off the season. It killed the car
I remember
while
that.
leading the heat race.
I was
And then I
watching
had to
that.
start to
That was at
came through
You
the
said
back.
Clarksville? That was
Yeah,
the
came through
toilet. Wasn't that the toilet bowl race?
Yeah, we're winning that sucker this year, dude. I'm telling you right now, we're winning that race this year. But that's gonna be our first. So for 2024, that's gonna be our first race of
Sweet.
2024.
Big
But for
announcement.
2023, we had 19 wins overall out of like 48 starts and 37 top tens and 31 top fives, which against like 7 sanctions, I think 7 or 8 sanctions, winning in 6 or 7 of them. We won in every one besides one, which is kind of cool in the old B mod.
In the old B mod.
We got one more race though at the end of the year.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go ahead and
We
announce
do.
what that's going to be?
We're gonna be at 411 again. So
For the
what is that called? Hangover.
The hangover.
Yeah. Yep.
For
Yep.
the
Yep. Yep.
hangover. Yeah, I mean, so you had what you would call basically a dream year. I mean, and legitimately, like, there's people that, you know, okay, it was B mods, but like, there's people that just will never have that kind of success in a year.
Dude,
Did you
winning,
have?
like it's
Did,
just winning, like to win at any level
yeah,
in racing.
it's tough,
It's
right?
just tough.
Did you have any sort of feeling near the end of last year that like, okay, maybe we're starting to figure this out and we can kind of really do some damage, you know, really
So the end of
really
last
win
year,
some races next year?
end of last year, we went down to Clarksville, and I won an A mod race down there, which it's Clarksville, so it's kind of a short track. Really don't need the whole big motor there. And that's kind of where I was like, all right, we're gonna start running with these guys. Like I gotta figure it out, and I was starting to kind of figure out what I had to do because learning the whole brake took me probably a year and a half. Like just the thought of using the brake on it, like just that's awkward at first, man. Like I didn't really race a lot the first half year. Just didn't have any. It wasn't ready yet. Um, you want me to describe being tight, Holty? You don't even want to know. Death push. But go like started this year, it came out kind of hot and just didn't finish, and we struggled there in like March, April. We started off in the middle of April is when we started kicking things off, and that's when we won our first race of the year. Then in April this
Mm-hmm.
year or March, I don't even know, one of them, and it was actually up. I think it was Pure Speedway was the win, and it's 1,400. It was a bigger win. And that's the point in the season wherever I knew that we were going to be pretty good everywhere, and
Was
we
it
were
just something that you felt in the car, or was it like a level of confidence that you kind of unlocked? Like
that
kind
and
of getting
just
the monkey off the
learning,
back, or
just
a
that for
cultivation of
the
all of it.
season, like the first big check of the season. Getting that out of the list because like the biggest thing to like that's the coolest thing to me. Like I can get a big trophy for 2 grand, and you give me a big check for 1,000. I'm taking the big check. Not really, not really. Don't. I'm taking the money. I'm taking the money. But I want that big check. All right. So like the big checks were like what I went for, and I missed 2 of them this year out of all the ones I went for. Um, but they're like May through August, man. Or even through till September. Beginning of September was rough, but we'll just say May to August. We had a really good race car for a long time there, and me and Dad and Andrea and Jesse and Tina and Cash and all those guys that work on my car, and like we there's a good maintenance program and kept everything super in line. There was a lot of consistency, and we just knew what we had. And I was learning, and I really learned what a brake pedal was this year, and that was my biggest thing there about it was May whenever we won at Brownstown, the first night we won at Brownstown. But I won it and I was ripping the cush. And actually I ripped the whole right rear quarter panel, right rear sail panel, and right rear deck piece off the race car. Passing a lap car for 3 wide, coming out 4 at Brownstown Bullring. I just wanted to let you guys know that's a wild feeling.
Yeah,
Look up Brownstown Bullring. That's a sick place.
yeah.
Really fun place.
It,
We won
it's
three
it looks really
races.
cool.
We won 3 races there this year, and I won on top, I won on the bottom, and I won the slick. And that place is just different. That's a tough, tough place. No, I think it's 2 or 3 times. I know I won there at least twice. So, cool. We went up to Eldora, dude.
Yeah, the Eldor. I remember
That
you.
was
You
we were
had
in the top 10 until
you
the
told me
tire went away.
you were like, dude, guess what? And I was like,
I
what?
was, I
And you're
was
like,
like, it's like a
I'm
dream
going.
come true.
I'm going to race at Eldor this weekend. And I was like, no fucking way. I was so excited for you, dude, because
Yeah.
I know how much of a dream that was for you to get to
Well,
go race at Eldora.
I know. Like that was like not to get all emotional here or anything, but like when I was 13, like I kind of like in life you gotta live in like tens, think in tens in a
Yeah.
way. But I people at like now ask me like, who's your hero? All right.
Don't you do
And,
the Matthew
oh yeah,
McConaughey
dude.
thing.
Yes, yes.
Don't
It's
you
so
do
true.
it.
It's so true because like when I was 13, dude, playing World of Outlaws 2002, kind of racing with that on the road. And that like this is like I wanted it. Like that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be the driver. I wanted to be the one winning races. In like 2012, I mean I'm 23. It's 2023. 2012 is when my dad was, I think, second national points in the UMP national points. We won a lot of races. That year we had a really really good year, and like 10 years later
Look at you.
we had a really good year together again. And like now it's roles reversed. Like he was living the dream. Now I'm living the dream 10 years later. Like, what am I going to be doing in 10 years now? Like,
Right.
where do we, like, I don't know.
Hopefully
And
racing with
I'm
Lucas
really,
Oil late models
dude,
or World
that would
Outlaw.
be, that would be, that would be the dream at 33, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, like I heard Hayden say it like the other day, like, this is a dream. And like, I didn't say nothing back to it like when it's coming, but I was like so like inside of me, I'm like, yes, that'd be the dream,
I
dude.
mean,
Like
I think that's
honestly,
everybody's dream
if you could just
that
get like one
likes
of those,
doing
I
dirt
know it's
racing.
like how it'd be so hard to get, but like one of the good rides where you're just driving kind of. That's nice. The work is what kill. It's a lot of work. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
But you got to race at Eldora, man, and you
We gotta
did
knock
well.
off pretty much. We did well. We were in the top 10 for majority of the race till we had to go to the
The
bottom, dude. I was
coolest
ripping the
part,
deck out. I
the
was wall
coolest
tapping
part,
at
dude,
Eldora,
the
chat.
coolest part was I was jumping up and down whenever you threw a slider on someone and it stuck at Eldora in real life. I was like, no way that he just
I
did
did.
this.
I threw a bomb.
He threw
Like
a bomb.
it was in a heat race, and I started sixth, top four transfer. I'm a B mod
Yeah.
at racing UMPA mods at Eldora. Thank you. Um, qualified like I think we qualified 16th or something. No, 14th. We were right.
I think
We were
14.
right there in the teens, low teens, and wasn't bad. In qualifying chat, like I'm gonna be honest, I did not lift. And whenever I was going, we'll just go through the motion.
Oh boy, here we
This
go.
is the coolest part of the year. I mean, it's at Eldora, and I do plan on going back next year. We'll see. There's gonna be, we'll have. We just got next year's juice for A mods finished. So that's kind of the
Oh
announcement
boy.
for 2024.
Oh
We'll be
boy.
able to. We'll have two cars going now,
Okay.
and we'll have an A mod and a B mod car, 3 link and a 4 bar car.
Nice.
So that's kind of huge.
But
But
Eldora?
Eldora,
Yeah.
I'm going out here. It's hot lap qualifying.
Right.
Okay, it's muddy. I mean, there's grip on the racetrack, and you're at Eldora. It's kind of a given what I'm gonna have to do here.
Yeah.
The line is about we'll say 18 inches off the wall, where your right rear quarter panel enters. Okay, you've never raced at Eldora. On the sim, you have. On the sim, I've done it a million. Like I've
Made a
done it
million laps
thousands.
just doing that. You
Yeah, I've
know?
done thousands of laps at Eldora. I'm all right. Going down the back straight, we were getting warmed up. She's getting riled up. We're going through there. I go through 3 and 4, kind of lift on entry, and I hit the gas, and I'm like, and I come out of 4, and I'm like standing on it, and it's just going like this, and I'm like, oh boy, this place is
This
fast.
place
And I'm
is
like,
fast.
and I felt like kind of stuck enough, and I was like, I knew there's grip up there, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna fucking send it. So I went into 1 and 2, chat. No shit, just turned, and it went right next to the wall, and it just kind of did a cut down out of 1 or out of 2, picking up the left front wheelie gang. Let's go. And then going to 3 and 4, I had a bunny hop. We're gonna fix that next time I go up there. Don't worry.
How
We
much
got.
how
We're
much are
getting
you
some
working the
progress on the
wheel
racing.
in that scenario in qualifying? Like, is the car able, like, I know you got the car set
When
up
you have
really
a
well.
wheelie, you have like no power. You have half the power steering.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, how much are you working like, are you really
It
fighting it, or is
depends.
the car kind of
It
doing?
depends. It depends with the race car. So like at Eldora, I'd say like you're entering a corner at 9.
Hmm.
Or, no, I wasn't. I really wasn't entering the corner at 9. I entered the corner at fucking 10, 11. I'm never really. So I entered the corner pretty straight, and then I raced like 2 o'clock to the right whenever I was up around the top. But like qualifying, when it's muddy, you got to kind of like jerk things because it's just grippier. And
Yeah,
I mean, qualifying, the only time that was hard, I got to like coming out on 2, I was pulling it down, and then when it picks up
that's
that wheelie, it's hard to kind of turn that
it.
wheel.
Right.
Because I mean, there's so much banking there, and we had a little bit too much dig in it for the wheelie. And going into 3 and 4, you get that bump, and
Yeah.
whenever you hit that bump, it makes you tight. So whenever I did that, I automatically knew from kind of iron racing to snap it.
Yep.
So I snapped it and just kept it in it, and it stuck sideways and just kept going sideways and went. And then in the heat race, whenever we threw that slider, dude, we're going to 1 and 2. I got a run on them in 3 and 4 around the top. Came around the top, cut across the straight across this straightaway from the top to the bottom. I did not lift. I didn't lift it to lap like 12 of the feature, so everybody we can just get that out of the way. But didn't lift get on this slider, and whenever we caught the cushion, it biked up and went, and we just drug him, and I was like, in the car, it was the biggest. Sorry, but
So you had a really good year in
it was
IRL
fun.
racing.
Kind of, it was just
It's always
we
fun
had a
whenever
small
you run
gang.
well, you know.
Well, that, but like we had a good group of like Dad and I. We have fun with it, and it's we're not too serious, honestly,
No,
as
that's
you
kind of
know.
like whenever I
But
went
at
to
the
411,
racetrack, we
that's
kind
what I
of
was like. I was kind of not impressed. It was just kind of like it was cool. Like you and your dad were just kind of chill. Like you
still
weren't
we're
running
still the
around like
same. We're
chickens with your head cut off, which you had a decent amount of free time in between your qualifying and the
right.
feature that you had
That,
to
but
run. But still, but
that's
you were
usually
pretty
how it goes.
chill. You know what I mean? So, um, it was it was cool to see. But you had a good year in real racing, sim racing. We didn't quite have the year
Not the greatest year in the sim racing. I mean,
that
hopes. Chili Bull gave me a lot of hopes in myself as a driver. Honestly,
hmm
just the driver part again. The Pro Series wasn't bad with I got a pole. I felt like that was the one race I should have won, but we
and
still
you had a
ended up with
top
a
30.
third.
Yep.
I had a third podium. I felt like if I wouldn't have screwed up in that heat race, I win that race. But that's besides the point. Um, if you guys get me invited, I'm winning the race. All right.
At the dome.
We don't. No, I don't know about winning, but I don't. I hate. That's one thing that I like. This year, we only went to about 3 races. I felt like I couldn't compete for a win, which is hard to say. Um, but one was on 411, and then Eldora, and there was another night on. We went A mod racing, and we were just like a mid pack car. But the other A mod races we went to, we were fine. It's just and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, if you guys get me there, I don't show up to lose. Really,
Yeah.
that's what I'm kind of getting
You're
at. I
there to you're
hate
there to win.
losing. I hate losing. I hate. And the short track package, I have some cool vids of me at the short track, and I made quite not a lot of laps around Macon, but I've made some laps around Macon, and the Macon fans, some of the Macon fans can kind of back me up on it. I'm
Yeah.
pretty good on the bottom on a short track
I
with
think
that
you are.
wheelie, which is
So
crazy because on iRacing I like the top.
oh yeah, well everybody likes the top on iRacing. So you had a decent run in Pro Series. We I don't know, we just kind of we were a lot better on the old build. Uh, but I mean, of course we have more laps, more experience. But the the new build came out and we were excited for it, but we just kind of just didn't quite get there for Pro Series. I feel like both, with the sets a little bit and also just in general driving wise, on my end, you know what I mean? I think I'm getting back to that point again
Yep.
on this build as far as driving wise
I think
goes.
I am. I think I am too. It's just gonna be really. I think it's gonna be actually a really interesting Pro Series qualifiers next year. I
So
know we'll
yeah,
probably eventually talk about this again, but
let's just go ahead
for
and
2024,
yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about 2024. What we're looking forward to on the sim side. We've got we're obviously I'm obviously going to go for Pro Series again. We're if I'm hoping that they do it. You never know, but I'm going to go for it again. Like I said, I feel like I'm starting to get back to that level that I was near the end of the last build. I think I could do. I think I could do well. Make Pro Series again, and hopefully next year in the Pro Series, if I make it, I'm gonna shoot for a top 15, keep my pro license, or a top 10 in points. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And then myself next year for goals outside of the sim racing in itself goals. I hope that the stream continues to do well. We keep growing. The podcast. I hope the podcast keeps growing. We've had really amazing guests so far. I hope that we can continue to get good guests and have great episodes. And that's. Oh, and hang out with you some more in real life. That's what I'm looking forward to next year.
All right.
Oh, and I'm going to go to the World 100. I'm doing it. I'm going to the World 100.
Here's for iRacing. For me, I will be competing in most of the big events that are super late models. I'll be doing the Pro Series again. I have to go through the qualifiers, and we're going to beat Nathan in points. He's going to let me pass him, so it's fine.
Wow.
We're going to do that, and we're going to do a little bit better in Pro Series, and then we're going to keep our black license. Here's where things get dicey. I think I want to become a sprint car pro driver.
No, you don't. We haven't even ran in the
Cody
Sean
Williams
Timmerman Memorial race
Cody
tomorrow
Williams
night, and you don't even know, and you're
Plum Wild
already talking
podcast
about
ride. The Cody Williams design Plum Wild podcast design is looking pretty spiffy. Got to run it.
It does look good.
And I know that race is tomorrow, but I've been making some laps low key, and it's just I don't like them.
But you want to go pro in them.
Well, here's why. It challenges me,
and that's fair.
I think it would end up making me a better. Like it's just I don't know. I know everybody kind of like you can't mimic what you're doing in real life, but the footwork I think is so huge, and just like a sprint car, you have to be more like there's throttle control. Obviously. There is, not a lot at the big tracks, granted. Obviously.
Yeah.
But there is, but it's a different kind of throttle control in the late model. Where the late model, you're more out of the gas whenever you are, and you're lifting in different spots.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't think it's gonna learn me bad habits because I've done it. Like the F1 stuff helped me a lot with the brakes.
You mean teach you? Teach you?
No, I like saying learn you because it sounds yeehaw.
It is yeehaw. Oh my god.
But I just like the F1 stuff helped me a lot with the brakes and understanding what I truly needed with the brakes. And then Robbie Swan, actually, another one, like he helped me.
Little Robbie Swan shout out. I like that.
A little technique on the old braking stuff, and I don't a lot like that was a lot of it. So
you're gonna try to go for late model.
I think I'm gonna go for sprint. I think I'm gonna go for both. In the sprint car, I want to just to strictly challenge myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't challenge myself on iRacing near enough. Like I do, but I don't. Like
and so you're like saying that if the more
like
that
I race in the
challenge
crown jewels and the stuff, but like I think it'll make me a better like overall driver in better scenarios.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna use it to challenge yourself to make it a tool to help you in all facets, even what can possibly transfer to real life, even
if I gain one thing, right, I'll be happy.
Exactly. So I like that. I like that a lot. So that's your plans and goals for next year in the sim.
And we're winning the Chili Bowl Nationals next year. Don't even be sleeping. Gateway Nationals better not be scheduled on it. Or I'm gonna be pissed.
So what do you have? What do you have for real life goals, man? You have
there's talks. There's talks for the big deal race, which is like that 100,000 to win race up in Mississippi Thunder Speedway, for the modifieds and elite chassis, in the works. Nothing's official yet. That's a big one, and the reason why I say it's a big one to me, because I was telling old girl about it today. She was telling she about it today.
We give him shit for that.
But I don't even remember what I was talking about. What
What
was
do
that
you,
rainbow about?
the big
Where was it
one,
going?
big deal, something like that?
Oh, that one. Yeah, the big deal. That's 100,000 to win. And I'm all like
Oh
the
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
moment,
I seen that. I seen that. I know what you're talking
like
about
the
now.
big, like the moment, and just the money on the line, the stakes, like all the hype will be there. Like there's gonna be, it's just gonna have all of the like, and you have to perform, and like. Like it's your time. Like there's just no ifs, ands, or buts. It's like the spring fling, baby. Like it's just you got to get shit and go, and there's no excuses. And I feel like if I like to like I still need to like as a racer you always got to prove yourself or to
Yeah.
someone. I feel like, but I want to prove to like that I'm a driver, not it's just not. Granted, the race car is really good, but and then hopping in someone else's equipment, having success as well, I think will help have a lot of success, and I think I relate a lot to the elite things.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be
So you got
at
that, and
least
then what else do we
I'll
have
be
for
there.
2024? The goals and
I mean,
everything. Because
the
you had
reason
such a good 2023. How are you? What are you hoping to do to back it up this year or this coming
I
up year?
got I think I got 8 big checks this year, so 9.
9. That's the goal is 9 big checks. Are you gonna
Like,
this year
like,
you won the Heart
uh,
Limited Modified
and we won a
Championship.
we'd also won a championship. I forgot. I always kind of forget.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay. No.
but it's the biggest one, like low key. But like, yeah, I won a championship all while winning
Right.
across the country and
So again,
to
how do
travel
you back it
more.
up?
We're gonna race probably less races this year, but bigger races like for at the PDC, for instance, would
The
be
A mods or
probably
B
most like
mods?
A mods.
So
They don't race B mods.
you're gonna be running mostly. Oh well, okay, true. But
Well, we're gonna be chasing checks at the end of the day.
and that's A mods or B mods, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
whichever realistically can help. It's just financially stable until we get someone to, unless someone in the chat wants to step up, support the racing program. I'm all ears. We can get your name on the race car.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, no, just we'll be floating around, a lot of traveling. I like if there's ever a big race that you guys see, Chad, that modified race. I mean, I race kind of like we can change stuff on the race car, and I got 2 cars now, so we can kind of race kind of almost wherever next year. So if you see anything good and sounds exciting, send it my way.
Hell yeah, man. So that's the goals and aspirations and the 2023 recap and the 2024. What we're looking forward to. What we have in the near future. Tomorrow night, you got the Sean Timmerman Memorial Race being put on by David Allen.
Kind of stoked about
I'm
that.
excited for that one as well. Because
I'm wheeling. I'm kind of like
we haven't
I
said
raced
it.
with David
Wait,
Allen the
did
other
we?
day. And I wrecked him.
We didn't talk about this on the last episode. I don't think we've now gotten talked into actually running it ourselves. We've been promoting it, helping them promote it, but we're actually running in it now. So
Yeah, they suckered me, dude. Suckered me right into it.
so
I don't know how I got.
we're running in it.
I ended up getting a rat too and everything.
I don't think registration is registration still open for this thing?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. So
'Cause
registration
it's
is now closed, but everyone please tune in
they're
to
still
it.
accepting donations as well.
Yeah, they're still accepting donations. Join the Discord for it. I'm sure you can find that.
I like to go to Port Royal.
We we hope everyone tunes into that one on Ultimate Dirt TV.
206 cars.
206
Holy
cars
cow.
signed up. It's massive. Big shout out to David Allen for putting on this this big race in honor of Sean. I'm really looking forward to running it, and hopefully it's at Eldora. I love Eldora. It's just not in the car that I normally like to run. So
Allen, I'm ready to throw some slime jobs.
dude, I hope that dude, are we in the same server in the same
Dude,
prelim?
you want to know what I did yesterday?
Did you talk him into changing it? and
Wait.
putting us-
I set up buttons to adjust my wing. You
So-
can move your wing on your
I
wheel.
know that. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh my
I don't
god!
race sprint cars, dude.
Even I knew that though.
Because I was making Well, here's how dumb I was using a setup, and I just put fuel on it. It was a Q setup, and I was just running this Q setup, and that's what I was doing. And they're like, "What?" And I ran the whole feature, like when I was testing for the feature, never changed the wing, and I was just
Loose as
learning.
hell, I'm sure. Wing
Yeah,
is at 0, and you're like, damn, these things y'all are keeping them straight pretty good.
yeah. I was like, dude, you guys are fucking wheeling. Holy shit! But then as soon as you change that wing, it's like a
It's a completely different animal.
deadlock.
Yeah, you're just turning left.
Whoa!
So, but I think the
Yeah,
race
I'm gonna
tomorrow
have
night
to
is
like.
fixed, correct? Tomorrow night is
Yeah,
fixed.
so
Yeah.
everyone, you want to put your wing all the way back. It's the fastest in the mud.
Really? I know
Yeah.
it was like that several builds ago. I don't know if that's still the case. I think you're lying. I think you're lying. But that's what we got
Actually,
tomorrow.
the fun fact about that. So there's 3 winks in the podcast now. First person catch the 3 winks gets a shirt.
What do you
You
mean
gotta send me all.
catch the? Oh,
Yeah,
go back. All right, so y'all
yeah,
gotta
clip all 3.
you gotta clip.
There's
Oh
3.
boy. Okay. All right.
There's not, but
That's
there's
interesting.
3 winks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that little. You didn't. He didn't even tell me about that one, by the way, chat. So that's what we've got, man. Do you got anything else to add? What are we looking for? Well, we also. You said you're running at 411 next weekend for the Hangover. I might try to go with that. Go to that with my dad.
Nick Hayden's gonna be there. We're gonna
Yeah.
be. He's supposedly supposed to save me a spot.
And he's gonna be there in his new
You
BMF
can,
chassis.
Jose. Just message me.
Then we also have next week is going to be the last episode, obviously, for the year. It's going to be the last episode of the season. We're going to take a week off after next week's episode. Next week's guest has already been lined up. We're going to talk about, hadn't actually been lined up. Hopefully lined up. But we're going to talk more about what what happened in the last sprint car race Monday night at Knoxville. We'll recap that a little bit, and then also talk about how the David Allen's race, the Sean Timmerman Memorial, went. But that's what we've got going for the rest of the year, and then into next year. You got anything else to add, Keith?
No, chat. It's been real. I appreciate all of you. I know I'll see you guys next week, but Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone.
I hope Santa gets you what you need, honestly. I hope you get a nice big meal. I had my favorite meal today because I won't be able to get it on Christmas Day. It's called liver dumplings.
That sounds gross.
They're great. They're great. It's like a noodle, but
Yeah.
I just hope everybody has a good holiday. Hope to see everybody back in the new year.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Don't
we got
forget
to
next
shout
Next
out
Wednesday is
everyone.
gonna have a big.
For the
Next
support.
Wednesday. Next Wednesday, it's gonna be another banger. So.
Yes. Anyway, we got to shout out everyone for
Another
the support
fit.
for the podcast throughout this whole year.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been incredible. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. I want to give another quick
All
shout out to
23
Riley.
guests or 22 guests.
20. Well,
We've had 20.
Yeah.
This is the 23rd episode, and we've had
a
guest every other episode.
Yeah.
So this is 20. So we've had 22 guests. All been lovely.
Well, 23 because we had that one episode with Colin Bocus and Kendall Tucker on. Yeah. So that one. I wanted to give another quick shout out to Riley Purcell, man. I mean that's just a cool deal, man. I love that. That we got that fan, man. That's the coolest thing.
Hey, we got that one. It only takes one. I'll just eat this. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. But that'll do it for this episode of the Plum Wild Podcast. Thank you again to Mason Lob Racing for sponsoring tonight's episode. For myself, Damian Kiefer, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you right back here in the next one, and have a Merry, Merry Christmas.